Hi, listeners. I'm Alexander Brito, and I'm here to talk to you about food waste. I'll give you a short introduction about what food waste is and how we can fix it. The exact definition of food waste is items that are fit for human consumption but are thrown away. This is often done by consumers at restaurants or supermarkets. Essentially, anything that can be eaten but is thrown away preemptively counts as food waste. This happens far too frequently. The American restaurant industry has one of the biggest food waste problems. A 2014 study by the Food Waste Reduction Alliance found that about 84% of unused food in American restaurants ends up being thrown out, while only 14% is recycled, and as little as 1.5% of the food is actually donated. A single restaurant can produce approximately 25,000 to 75,000 pounds of food waste in just 1 year. A study by the Natural Resources Defense Council found that Americans throw away almost half of their food, amounting to about $165 billion wasted annually. Food waste is not just a problem in America, but across the globe. About 1.3 billion tons of food are wasted globally each year, and around 40% of that comes from restaurants. The problem with food waste does not stop at being extremely wasteful. It is a huge environmental issue as well. Think about what it takes for your food to get from farm to table. Water is being used for irrigation, land is being used for planting, and a lot of fuel is being utilized for powering harvest and transporting vehicles. A lot of resources are being wasted along with food. It takes around 2,500 liters of water to produce just one hamburger, and around 125 liters of water to produce an apple. Sadly, when we throw out food like hamburgers or apples, we essentially are just pouring thousands of liters of water down the drain. So, I bet you're wondering how can we stop this, and why restaurants don't just give their food to the homeless or those in need. Sometimes the answer is not so simple. Food banks such as soup kitchens or shelters are not allowed to take cooked food. Other restaurants want to donate but are scared of the legalities. Some restaurants withhold from donating their uneaten food out of fear that they'll be sued if someone who eats it gets sick. A lot of restaurants are unaware of a policy that helps them with just that. The Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act of 1966 protects food donors from civil and criminal liability if the product was donated in good faith but later caused harm to the recipient. If more restaurants recognize this bill, it is a step in the right direction. Organizations such as Feedback are taking on the initiative to reduce food waste. They hosted an event called Feeding the 5,000, which aims to serve 5,000 meals made from high-end leftover food throughout New York City. We all need to do our parts in reducing the environmental issue of food waste. How can you do your part individually? I would say that we each need to take action and recognize that we have food eco-footprints that we need to be cautious of. The next time you go grocery shopping, read the labels. Ask yourself questions like, did the food travel a long distance? Is it produced or grown locally? Does it come from a sustainable source? This line of questioning can really help us do our individual parts to make for a better world. Hopefully, spreading awareness about food waste can help make further change. We, Gophers Against Food Waste, are here today to make a difference and give a proper platform. This podcast may seem relaxing, but is also meant to be informative, and hopefully it will get the proper message across. Now go out there and make a difference.